Normally when you're searching for a build to play, you're looking for one that accomplishes something. Whether that be PvP, World v World, raiding, whatever. But unfortunately, fun is rarely at the top of that list. Well, this is a game, and this is the most fun warrior build ever. Alright, so first and foremost, we're going to talk about the gear that I use. I want to sit next to that campfire. One moment, please. Well, now that that's out of the way, Kaljux aside, I just mowed down like 17 veteran NPCs like it was nothing. This is a lot of fun. But for all your gear from your head to your toes, we're going to take Berserker's gear with Superior Runes of the Scholar. I then take a
hammer,
main hand dagger, and offhand axe. To be brutally honest, once I get ascended or legendary versions of my dagger and my axe, I will probably switch it over to Berserkers instead of Marauders. But it's up to you. For all my trinkets and accessories, I do run Marauders gear, but as you can see, you do have a whole lot of health with this build anyways, so it's up to you. A little more damage from Berserkers, a little more survivability from Marauders. Wonder how long I could stay here before everything respawns. I guess we'll find out. Alright, I should probably move. Well, now that we're looking down at them all creepy-like, let's go over the build. Anyways, I take Strength, Tactics, and Spellbreaker. I know most people really enjoy Berserkers, and a lot of people are playing Bladesworn lately, but for some reason Spellbreaker really hit the fun tactic for me, especially with the main hand dagger. I think it's a lot of fun. Up in Strength, we take Peak Performance, Great Fortitude, and Berserker's Power. The Peak Performance is going to be important. We'll get back to that later. For Tactics, we take Leg Specialist, Warrior's Cunning, and Phalanx Strength? Phalanx Strength? Butcher me in the comments for that one.
Phalanx.
Maybe we should pick a different one just because I can't pronounce that. Down at Spellbreaker, we've got Pure Strike, Sun and Moon Style, and Enchantment Collapse. Now, one of the reasons I said Peak Performance is going to be important is because some of your skills give you that buff, Peak Performance, which for 6 seconds increases your damage by 10%. It's pretty darn cool. For my utility skills, I take Mending. It does give you peak performance. It also has an extremely short cooldown and a decent heal. So realistically, you can use it whenever you want, either for the buff or to heal yourself, and it'll be back off a cooldown before you know it. I also take Bull's Charge because it gives peak performance. It is a Defiance Break, which is always nice, but even cooler is a great gap closer. So it's got a 900 range and you can charge towards anything. I take Signet of Might just for the improved power, which is pretty nice. I personally take Stomp because I enjoy it. It has an extra Defiance Break. The stability's nice. It gives you that peak performance buff. But I want to make something clear. If you're in this build simply for the DPS factor, you're going to switch this out for Kick. It gives you that same peak performance damage increase, but you get 3 charges of it. So you can keep it up almost all the time between Mending, Bull's Charge, and Kick. For my elite skill, I take Signet of Rage for increased adrenaline. And if you're alone in the open world, you can give yourself Fury, Might, and Swiftness, which is pretty cool. Earthshaker, your F1 skill, is no longer a targeted ability that does a shockwave in front of you. It is now a circle. I'll show you what that looks like. Our friends are back. Let's go. Hey, are you sleeping? All right, Earthshaker, like this. It's pretty nice. Something cool about when you're on Hammer in this build is you have a Defiance Break from Earthshaker, Defiance Break from Staggering Blow, a 700 Defiance Break from Backbreaker, Defiance Break from Bull's Charge, and a Defiance Break from Stomp. So if you are in a group and there is a big old CC bar, you're going to be the one doing it. Your F1 on Hammer also can be a gap closer. I know I use it for that. Uh-oh. Stop attacking me! Whoop! Anyways, F1 is a good gap closer when you're on hammer, because all of these are basically melee, with the exception of hammer shock, which just hits a kind of a cone in front of you. Got a gap closer from Bull's Charge and a small gap closer from Stomp. It's not very much, but it is fun to watch them just fly around. Like this. Oh, I wish I could launch you over that. It's a good time to mention that 5 on Axe does a crazy amount of damage. I also really enjoy the full counter ability. It's unique to Spellbreaker, and what it does is it absorbs the next attack around you, counters attacks, and just kind of does an explosion. It's really fun. As far as gap closers go on the other weapon set, 2 is a very, very small gap closer, and F1 can be a very small gap closer as well. Such as that. Whoop. And like this. Key takeaways from this to have the most fun, in my opinion. Normally if I'm engaging an enemy, I'm going to charge in to make sure I get peak performance. Also does some damage from charging in. I utilize 2, 3, and 4 for my hammer while I'm also auto-attacking. Personally, I save 5 for Defiance Break. It takes a whole second to attack, so it can be a DPS loss if you use it, in my experience. Prioritize your F1 when you have it. Then over on the dagger and the axe side, prioritize your 5 because it does a lot of damage. And then your 2, 3, and 4 as well. But other than that, go break stuff and have fun. If you have any questions, please post them down below. I will be happy to answer them. I'm also going to put some footage of me doing a strike mission at the end of this just to show you how it works in person. But other than that, guys, I hope you have fun.
Wow. You just brought everyone home. We should finish this now. Spend a few years in the mist. You meet the most fascinating people. I need more. Please. I can't lose again.